Happy Monday, everybody. It is 11:30, first video of the week. I'm going to jump right into it. Actually, before I jump right into it, a little housekeeping. I get a lot of questions from a lot of different people. Let me start with this that ask me my style of trading, how I trade, what I do, and everything specifically. So I just kind of want to touch on that for a second. There is a multitude of ways to skin the cat in the market and to make money. You can make money selling calls, shorting stocks, selling puts, playing options, using small growth names, day trading, hyperliquid names. There's so many ways to make money in the market. I am a business owner. I own a couple businesses, so I have to do what's conducive for me. Trading is my passion. Investing is my passion. It's something I love very dear. I've been doing this a long time. So because of what's conducive for me, because I don't sit in front of a computer screen all day long, I usually swing trade. It does not mean that I don't day trade from time to time when I have the time, but my core of who I am is a swing trader and a long-term investor. Those are the two things that I do. And then I use a hybrid approach to sell covered calls against my long-term positions to create additional income on a weekly basis. That is a strategy I teach. I've tried to help a lot of my friends and family members understand that strategy. I don't really go around promoting it because it's not something I'm doing it's not a business of mine. It's just a simple strategy that I do to make additional income besides trading, and then passively managing my portfolio. But swing trading is the core of me. And what swing trading is basically catching moves on momentum and trying to catch the meat of the trade. I'm not looking to catch bottoms. I'm not looking to catch tops. I'm not looking to do any of that. I'm looking to catch strength. I buy strength. I learned my principles of how I trade from William O'Neill and Mark Miravini. If you guys want to look into that, those are really the individuals that I try to mirror the trading style. For me, that works as somebody who's not in front of a screen all day. But for those of you that are in front of a screen all day and you could watch your trades every single moment, that's great too. I miss doing that. I enjoy that. But that doesn't work for me. So I just wanted to explain that a little bit because so many people ask me questions. They text me. They're like, well, what's your style? How do you do that? Do you day trade? No, I don't really do that. So swing trading is the core, and while the market is in an uptrend, which it isn't a power trend, you're going to get 2 videos from me a week. That's because I put my foot on the gas. When the market is in an uptrend, it's clearly indicated. And when the market is coming down or consolidating, I lessen my trades, less money in the market, and I don't trade as much. I think I've done a good job. I'm always a work in progress, but I think I've done a good job mastering the emotional side that you don't always have to trade. You don't always have to be so aggressive. There's a time of when you accelerate, and there's a time that you just peel back, and you could sit on your hands, and you don't need to do that. And you can make life-changing money or substantial money during markets that are raging and cooking like they are now. And you can make money in a downturn too, and I do as well, but it's a different setting because I'm more of a bull than a bear. I do short stocks. I do focus on that, but that is not really to the core of me. I try to catch swing trades, and that's what we're going to go on. We want to indicate themes and momentum. We've indicated themes, right? We know sectors. We've talked about memory, how it's correlated to data center build-outs and AI. We've talked about fiber optics, the correlation there. We've talked about certain sectors, and that's what I like to focus on, and I like to ride the trends until the trend breaks. Okay, with that said, I digress. Let's go NASDAQ up again today, another high. I think every video I start off with another high. So Friday was a huge day. You saw I made that move off the 5 today, opened up higher. The market is forward running and just a bunch of things. Kevin Warsh, Fed chair, an end to the Iran conflict, multiples expanding because of lower rate cuts. So the market is always forward looking, right? So we want to take advantage of that. You're also in a time where there's CapEx expenditures, where businesses are investing very large amount of money in their build outs. It is a revolutionary time with AI. And so companies are reinvesting. That's what they're doing. And you want to be part of that. You want to ride their trend because that reinvestment, the market is going to look at that favorably. So with that said, we go into Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is making a nice little ledge here. This is kind of like a springboard. Again, I am cautionary. I've told everybody I have sold a piece at 80, 85 is the next sell piece, and then really 90 is like unloading a very large part of my spot trade. Spot trade is just my trade that I made at 67,000. That is not included in my weekly Bitcoin buys. That I'm not selling that anytime soon. Completely different. Okay. Gold is also up today. I saw gold made a nice little move. Last 3 days, it's been up. I think this is a positive thing here. I really like this consolidation. If you're looking for miners, Barrick is a good one. Anglo Ashanti is a good miner to play, or GLD or GLDI if you want to play gold. Sorry, get a lot of calls. You see that? Get a lot of calls during the day, so they affect my videos. Okay, also, where are we going? We're going with this gold, or oil is up today. I did add more to my short just now. You've probably heard me say that so many times. I added a little bit more to my short. I will continue to do so. No stop loss. That one is full gas, no brakes. Okay. So we got all that good stuff out of the way. Let's go back to what we're trading. Let's talk about what we bought last week. Let's talk about what's winning and what's working and what's not working, so you guys are better positioned. Okay. I served up at the end of the day on Friday 2 plays. I'm going to touch on those because those were mine 2 purchases on Friday. Lumentum, I gave everybody on the video that is now up 16%. So if you bought that, congratulations. It worked out for you. For those of you, you know where my office is. You could send me a bottle of whiskey. It worked out for you. This was good. I know some people that got calls. I bought shares. Should have bought calls, but a huge move. They got introduced into the NASDAQ over on Friday after the close. It was announced that they were. That's a huge catalyst. They're also a beneficiary of a multitude of things happening right now. I'm not going to dive into that. I'd like to see where this volume closes today, though. That's where I have my eye on the trigger. If the volume closes up substantially, I'll let it ride. I might take a little bit off the table because I already just made 18 or 19%. So Lumentum was a good trade on Friday. I'm not that good. I'm just a beneficiary of a really good market right now. So I just want to point that out. I'm not considering myself any kind of savant or anything like that. I also gave Primoris. I talked about one of the options for Primoris got beat down earnings, and I talked about maybe buying the 120 strike out till November. I did just that. If you did that with me, you're up now over 20% this morning, and I'm not selling those. So I think that's still actionable, by the way. I think they also got an upgrade this morning. They did. This morning, they got an upgrade to 135. The stock was at $200, so not much of an upgrade, but I think that's a catalyst to move this. I do still think long-term options are actionable here. This is not my cup of tea. I don't love playing weakness. I like playing strength, but I gave that out and it was a low risk. I did buy some calls and I'm going to let those go. I'm going to let those ride right now. So yeah, hopefully if you're in that, that's working for you. Okay. Also, I bought some Dell this morning. Kind of want to touch on what I did there. Dell pulled back today. I think this is a favorable pullback where you can buy this. They were downgraded this morning from neutral to buy, and UBS does. But UBS is synonymous with downgrading people to give people an entry, and then they go and stick a higher price point a couple days later. So I think this is a dip buy. I did just that. And in fairness, I sold 20% on Friday. And I'm going to explain that because I want everybody to understand why that's important here. But Micron, Dell, Rocket Lab, all of those got trimmed for me on Friday. Little pieces. You have to understand that one day the music is going to end here. As your stocks are raging and going up, you have to take some profits. I'm not saying 20, 30, 40%, but you need to ring the cash register for something. So it gives you flexibility, and and pigs get slaughtered. You can't be greedy. You need to take in profits. So I did, admittedly, what I sold on Friday, I bought back this about an hour ago. So I bought it back at 6-7% less. So back to a full position. We'll see how that works. Again, if tomorrow it's up 10%, I'm going to sell a piece of it again. I'm not interested in not managing my downside risk. For those of you that are like aped into stuff, I mean, do you, if that's what you want to do. I can only tell you what I'm doing. But I would exercise some caution. Rocket Lab, I gave you guys that last week. Actually, the week before, I posted a video on Instagram. I gave you guys that not last week, the week before, when it was at $80. Congratulations if you bought it. Up again another 13%. I did admittedly sell 10% on Friday on that rip. It goes that way sometimes. Should I have kept that? Of course. But you can't look at it that way. I look at it the way if you're selling a piece on the way up, it's just insurance, right? in the event that your stock crashes, whatever, it's just insurance. You could always buy it back. Don't be afraid to sell little pieces, up another 13% for those of you that bought that. I think this is just getting started. If I'm being completely honest, this is just breaking out. That was a true breakout bar. This is very hard to ignore, this volume. And if I'm not a predictor, but if I'm going to, what I think is going to happen, I think this is going up to like 150 a share. Yeah. So I can't cut too much of this because I am pretty bullish on this sector, and I think this is going to rage. So Rocket Lab, congratulations. Told you I shorted oil already this morning. I'm going to go into what's my new purchases and what I have. I added to Intuit on my swing trade on Friday. I am down 1% on my swing here. I think this is still actionable. They, a little bit more fundamental. I was worried that Intuit was going to lose a battle with AI. Very pricey stock, rich in value, and AI is taking the lion's share from in aspects from QuickBooks. And for those of you who knew who QuickBooks is, it's owned by Intuit. But I really see that they're actually trying to evolve their platform. And I think this is a very low valuation at 390. So my stop is pretty far. It's like 12. I don't think I'm gonna get stopped out. So anyways, that I added to on Friday. Micron, excuse me. It's a little parched. Micron up again today. I'll trim maybe another 5%, little pieces, just cutting it on the way up. I'm not worried about it. There's no FOMO for me. I'm up over 70% on my trades. I bought options last week at some point and I made some good money, so whatever. I'm going to trim a little piece. I'm not looking to buy this. This is not something I'm looking to buy. I'm looking to just trim. For those of you who are like, when are you going to get a pullback? Look, if you got to have it, just buy one. Sandisk, Seagate, Western Digital. Hold your breath on any form of a pullback, buy one. Because I don't know that you're going to get much of a chance during this. And when you really get a chance, it's over. The music goes off. What else we got? Sandisk. Sandisk is down. Sandisk is down, I repeat. Sandisk is down today. And it's down not even, or just a little bit over a 0.25%. Look, you could buy this. I mean, to be honest with you, if you don't own it, you could still buy this. This is not a climax top. I think this is still going higher. I would not be surprised to see 2,000 a share. Put me on record. I'd love to repost my videos. 2,000 a share, incoming Sandisk. And for those of you that bitch and moan about like the share price is expensive, then buy options. Like I can't stand hearing people all the time. I get this, well, the shares are expensive. Then buy options. Buy options if you want a lower barrier of entry. I mean, you can play this on options. Go 6 months out, spend a couple grand and buy options. If the stock moves up 10%, your couple grand is going to go up 40, 50%. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm trying to give you, I think that's one of the largest gripes, if I'm venting, is like so many of you guys text me and I'm in so many threads and people are like, all you guys do is like, you bitch and moan, like, bro, take advantage. Like this is revolutionary market that's going to give you an opportunity to change your trajectory in life financially. Take advantage. If you're waiting for a pullback, congratulations. It ain't going to happen. Not on a lockout rally. Anyways, IMNM reports earnings this week. And it reports tomorrow, up almost 5%. Tough call. Hard to tell you to buy it going into earnings. I love this stock. I am up on this stock. I might hedge my downside by selling some calls, but I'm not trimming here. I'm going to roll into earnings full force. A little bit of hedging, nothing extravagant. All right. Let's see what else we got here. AMD. Geez Louise, AMD is up again today. I mean, this is just, it's hard to buy this. Hard to buy this if you don't own it already. If you didn't buy it when I told you to buy it, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just saying if you didn't buy it when I told you to buy it, it's kind of hard to buy this. So huge gap here. Anyways, TGTX, this is one you could wet your beak with. This is definitely on the wet the beak list. Pull back today to the 5. Springboard, I think this bounces tomorrow. Not financial advice. I own this. I happen to like this a lot. Maybe a high tide flag pattern coming in. So I would take a look at that. I think that's all I own right now. I'm so condensed in so many names, or in few names, because I'm just riding my winners right now. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I got stopped out of Trade Desk last week. That did not work. So let me put a loser up here. I like to show my losers, and that's a loser. Loser. So I lost 4 or 5%. I don't know. Didn't work. But you got to point those out. So you can't hit all trades, and anybody who thinks that you can get all trades is absolutely lying to you or retarded, because no one wins all their trades. The goal is just to stop out 5, 6%, maybe 7% loss. Move on to your next trade. It's all right. It's like a little haircut. All right. So what did I buy? So I talked about I bought Dell on the dip this morning. I'm going to show you what else I bought this morning. Brand new trade for the week. I'm in Boeing. I bought Boeing this morning, basically at the open. It's up 1.5%. For those of you that say it's a 240 stock, you can buy options. I've looked at options out towards the end of this year. It's not that bad. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, I happen to think this is gonna boogie for the next couple of days. Just saying, you can buy options. I bought shares. It's what I did. Up to you. Another thing I bought is Apple. Most boring name you could think of. I bought options. So I'm on the record. I did buy options in this name because this doesn't move like, it doesn't have the violent moves that I like. So I bought options. Just putting that out there. So that's what you got for Monday. Bought more Dell this morning. Bought Boeing. Bought Apple shares. Probably going to trim a little bit of light on that one-day trade. Maybe take a little bit off the table. Pigs get slaughtered. Rocket Lab, I'm probably going to take maybe 5% off the table. Want to have a little bit of liquid in case we get a substantial pullback. I don't think we're going to see that. Going to definitely trim a little bit of Micron again today, a couple percent. Added more to my oil short. I am down on my oil short. I don't care. I'm sticking with it. IM&M earnings coming up. TGTX is a pretty substantial pullback that I think you could buy that in Dell. So closing words, take profits when you can to a percentage, but still let your winners win. You don't want to sell something entirely and then emotionally be disconnected and be like, man, I got nothing in it. Leave a little bit of runners. Or if you have really good profits, sell your shares. Get some, take your little profit, buy some calls. Ring the cash register, buy some calls. All right, finally, I'm going to put it to you like that. Guys, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the YouTube. I'd like for you guys to understand that one of the main components that I use and one of the ways that you could potentially appreciate these videos is if you sign up for any screener, sign up for FinViz. It is like you get a huge discount if you use my code. I use the screener tool here. I screen for a couple different indicators, which I'm going to point out to everybody on the next video. I look for 52-week highs. I look for certain volume plays. I look for certain base patterns. But this is what I use to the core of me for my swing trades. It's not what I use for day trading, but I don't get to day trade that often. Anyways. Okay, I think that's all I got. I hope you guys have a great week. Tomorrow is CPI results, so you want to keep an eye on that. That could move the market. Inflation, I probably should have let off with that. All right, I hope everybody has a great week. Don't be a schmuck. Pick up the money. It's there for you guys.